Hey YouTube, it's ICU, and today I want to discuss something rather interesting with you guys following yesterday's release of the iOS 8.1.1 Pengu patching firmware, the all-new 8.2 beta. So starting off, I'm going to go ahead and open up Safari and we're going to get right into it. But first, if you missed yesterday's coverage on iOS 8.1.1, Apple's latest public firmware, which does indeed patch the Pengu Untethered jailbreak, then just be sure to check it out. If you're on the desktop version of YouTube right now, I will have it linked to via an annotation. You can also find it on my channel, which if you're on the main page for this video, you can find it simply by clicking on my channel name down below. And from there, you will also be able to watch my in-depth Untethered jailbreak tutorial for Windows-based PC users, as well as my updated guide for the corresponding Pengu jailbreak utility for Mac OS X. Now, with that said, again, if you're on iOS 8 through 8.1, you can still take advantage of Pengu to jailbreak successfully. But that's not what we're here to talk about today, so let's go ahead and talk about iOS 8.2, Apple's next major firmware release. So as I previously stated, Apple issued it in beta form. If you guys want more information on iOS 8.2, such as the complete changelog, then just be sure to check out this post on Best Tech Info. Again, you can find it down below in the more info, as well as a subsequent article detailing the all-new Apple Watch SDK, which does reveal a few things about the forthcoming device, which again is set for release in early 2015. Let's go ahead and switch over here and get in depth on iOS 8.2, as well as what the firmware means for jailbreakers. So today, ensuing yesterday's public release of iOS 8.1.1, Apple seeded the first beta iteration of iOS 8.2 to those officially enrolled in the company's iOS developer program. The update, which is available for immediate download via Apple's Developer Center, features a revised build number of 12D436, a rather significant jump from iOS 8.1's 12B411 build number. However, it's interesting that iOS 8.2 doesn't introduce many improvements over 8.1.1 and seemingly lacks any significant features. However, there is one substantial, rather massive reason the latest beta firmware was issued: Apple Watch integration. And no, this isn't an Apple Watch, this is actually a Pebble Steel smartwatch. But moving right along, today's iOS 8.2 beta release was accompanied by Xcode 6.2 beta with WatchKit, Apple's SDK or software development kit for the Apple Watch. And in a move to prepare for the forthcoming era of post-PC Apple wearables, the company has essentially readied their developer tools to enable third-party registered iOS developers to get a head start on the creation of an all-new type of app: Apple Watch apps. Unfortunately, like with yesterday's 8.1.1 release, the vulnerabilities exploited by the Pengu team in their iOS 8 through 8.1 jailbreak remain patched in 8.2, making it impossible for any device to jailbreak 8.2 Beta 1 Untethered using the current Pengu 8 utility. And of course, that extends to every device, including newer ones like the iPad Air 2, the iPhone 6, and iPhone 6 Plus, as well as older ones such as the iPad 2 and iPhone 4S, the only two devices that really benefited from 8.1.1. And again, for more details on that, definitely check out my video from yesterday detailing the latest public firmware. Now, as previously stated, iOS 8.2's main focus is undoubtedly Apple Watch support and integration. However, in spite of the aforementioned fact, a number of 8.2's factors and features may change prior to the firmware's eventual release. Considering the Apple Watch is scheduled for release at an unspecified point in quote early 2015, it's certainly likely that iOS 8.2's, the corresponding firmware to add support for the device, release will be slated just as far out into the unknown and mysterious future. Now, while 8.2 certainly appears unappealing at the moment, at least for the average user, developers looking to enter the new Apple Watch app niche may find today's release substantially more useful. However, it's recommended that all those who are currently jailbroken on iOS 8 through 8.1 avoid the latest update. And as I previously stated, for additional information surrounding iOS 8.1, the firmware that effectively patch to the Pangu iOS 8.1 jailbreak, as well as the future of jailbreaking, then just be sure to check out yesterday's video, which can be found on my channel. And now again, to reiterate, it's paramount for those of you currently jailbroken to avoid not only iOS 8.1.1, which was the first firmware to contain Apple's Pangu 8 jailbreak patch, but also iOS 8.2 beta and any subsequent releases. And as far as the future of jailbreaking is concerned, it's looking rather bright. It's certainly possible that the Pangu team may once again save the day in the not so distant and quote unknown and mysterious future and release a new utility capable of delivering an iOS 8.2 jailbreak. Now looking back, Pangu's been on it, seriously. In addition to releasing Pangu for iOS 7.1, which still functions on the latest public iteration of iOS 7, being 7.1.2, the group also released the first and only iOS 8 jailbreak utility once the aforementioned iOS 7.1.x tool had been patched by 8.0, leaving only approximately 1 month of time between the iOS 8.x patch and the new 8.1 jailbreak. But with that being said, it may take a little bit longer this time around, as not only is 8.1.1 a relatively minor release, but also because 8.2 likely won't arrive until the Apple Watch does in early 2015. And having said that, for those of you who own an iPhone, iPad, or iPod Touch that's currently running iOS 8 through 8.1, it's possible to take advantage of the latest bug-free one-click Pangu jailbreak utility for said devices, provided that you avoid updating to both 8.1.1 and iOS 8.2 Beta 1. And again, to jailbreak 8.1 completely untethered, I definitely recommend following my in-depth Untethered jailbreak tutorial, which can be found on my channel, as well as linked to down below in the more info. Now with that said, I hope you guys found this video useful. Again, just providing some information on the latest beta release, which again, like iOS 8.1.1, does indeed patch the untethered Pangu jailbreak for iOS 8. It also adds support and integration for the forthcoming Apple Watch, and that's pretty much it. For the complete changelog on iOS 8.2 though, just be sure to check out the post found on Best Tech Info. But considering 8.2's release is most likely a ways out, it's certainly possible that new features will be rolled into the firmware in either subsequent beta releases or the finalized version that's intended for public release. So just be sure to stay tuned for complete details along the way on not only iOS 8.2 itself, but also the development of the next untethered jailbreak. Again, I will keep you guys completely notified here on my YouTube channel, and if you guys like this video and you're interested in earning paid apps, gift cards, and electronic devices, be sure to rate it up and leave a relevant comment down below in the comment section. Once your comment's been posted, just be sure to visit bit.ly/getfreeapplife or freeapplife.com inside of mobile Safari. Either way, you'll be good to go, and after hitting download if you're on iOS 8, press the home button, open the app, and download and install the temporary secure profile, which is strictly used for associating your device with its proper account in a more secure manner on the latest firmware. It's actually never even fully installed on your devices. It's immediately deleted once your account has either been created or reassociated. And then from there, simply download sponsored apps for points, refer friends for even more, and redeem said points for the aforementioned prizes. All right, and that pretty much wraps up this video, guys. I will have complete details on 8.2 and the next jailbreak along the way. And if you guys want to be updated more often, such as when I release said videos, and when I also cover other things, such as the forthcoming Apple Watch, then just be sure to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. And until next time, this is ICU, signing out.